Hey guys, welcome to the Bridal Pit Stop. My name is Valerie.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is the place where we have conversations about all things bridal.
Okay, today we're gonna have a very interesting conversation. I think the number one thing that motivates people when getting married is what? Money. Money.
Do.
Anyway,
So money.
yes.
Yeah.
So Val, start us off.
Money. First of all, we are in the winter of our country. I think the told us this is gonna be the worst
Cold season.
Cold
Basically,
season.
You can't call it winter.
I mean, it's not. We don't have snow, but to be honest, if you're African, this is not normal.
Yeah, it's
It
too
is
much.
just extreme cold. So
Look.
that's why we are like.
Yesterday, I looked out my window and I could not see buildings. It was just fog, and I said, "Yeah, no, this one." And that was the day I had to leave the house, and I'm like, "No,
I know.
I'm not motivated to do
Me, I
this."
was indoors and everything was just dark. Like it didn't feel like any sunlight came out. So it was just the heater, darkness throughout. You couldn't tell morning from evening. So anyway, we are here with our nice warm cozy things, trying to keep warm.
Make sure you have your cup of tea, coffee,
Yeah.
whatever it is that you like to keep you warm with your blanket. And
Yes.
let's get into it.
Awesome.
Yep.
Now, weddings and money. I think I talk to a lot of young people, and especially men,
Ah, yes.
especially men, their biggest fear when it comes to doing weddings
Just in that door. That's why I don't have the money.
money.
Did you remember that the thing I was showing you? Actually, one of the things that why are you single?
Yes, I am single because of lack of capital to start a relationship, high cost of living, and healthy competition from my fellow boy child.
Competition with other men, inability to raise funds.
Yes, money is such a big issue, especially when it comes to weddings, because they actually cost quite a bit. It's a very money intensive event and activity, but I think it's important to have that conversation, because some people are, if you think of getting married, you're starting to ask yourself, where am I getting the money?
It's true.
How will I start? And then it's not like we have the financial muscle that the old people have.
No,
Guys in
but
their
you
40s,
see,
in their 50s.
I think, honestly,
Yeah.
if we're just to be black and white,
Yeah.
it is pressure. Honestly,
The
if we were to just be serious,
To be honest,
it is
yeah.
just because
Yeah.
when you say at a 1,000, you don't have 1,000, and even 1,000 you can save.
Yes.
Max 5,000 to just register certification.
Even register, that's expensive.
I think it's 2,500. Usually it's 2,500.
Maximum you'd spend even just to be legally wedded. I think even if you're doing like an AG wedding, it should be about 3,900.
Yeah. Less
So
than
let's
5,000.
say 5,000, you would have everything.
So imagine dress, you go and look into a market or Gikosh, find something nice.
Yeah.
Then the guy looks for a nice shirt and good pants, and that is it.
Yeah.
It's pressure that is costing us money.
So is it pressure or is it because anyway? I think maybe we can look at what are the things that are required that cost this a lot of money.
Yeah.
So when you're planning your wedding, you need to think about number one, your venue. Where are you going to get married?
No, for the guy, he has to think about dowry. Dowry.
Yes.
Mambas na mambuzis.
Even before you get to the actual wedding day, there's the whole dowry ceremony. And within the dowry, there's a dowry. There's the food
Yes.
for the people who are coming for the
Gifts
dowry.
for aunties.
There's the gifts for the people you are going to visit, depending on how your culture is. There is transportation. That is if you're going to have your dowry ceremony outside of the city.
Nairobi. Oh my gosh, yes.
That is a whole, you need to transport everybody. Then I think those are the basics. If
Yeah.
you're going to have something a bit more
And the
elaborate,
cost is still, but then the cost is kind of there on both sides.
Yes.
Because there's those who are coming
Yes.
and those who are also hosting.
Exactly.
So it's also costly on both sides.
Exactly. For instance, like for us, both of us, we are from the Kisi culture, and Kisis generally, the man is one who comes to the girl's home to collect the dowry. we have to think about what are the guests going to eat, how many guests are we bringing also from our side, what else, the clothes,
outfits. Hey, but
that's if you're really keen on trying to look
and
some
funny
type
enough,
of way.
ours was very different because I think yours was way more elaborate than mine.
Yeah.
Because me, I was like, what outfit looks good in my closet? Pop, I just wore,
true.
and we went.
It's true, by the way. Actually, we didn't think so much about it because we had also like three ceremonies or 2 ceremonies for you in one.
Yes.
For us, we said, okay, let's try and be a bit more fancy. So it's only me and my husband or fiancé at that time who actually dressed up. But
now, we made clothes. I remember Terence and I made kind of like, remember the fabric, the blue fabric?
Yes.
Then we it was cheap, but it
wasn't because of that. You didn't make it for that. We made it for another event.
Oh yeah.
And then you decided to wear it for that.
It was cost effective.
Yeah. Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's really what you guys make. Like, it doesn't have to be that expensive. Those are like the basic costs that you need to consider.
But that's like beginning.
That's the beginning.
So now you are done with that. You guys think you're married.
No,
but don't put another ceremony.
Societies, unless you've done the what's it called? The customary wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that's fine. Then from there, there's now other costs where it's like now what she was saying. Now venue for wedding, garden wedding, depending on now the theme that you're gonna do.
Yes.
There's the venue, wedding bands. I really realize the rings for weddings are expensive.
But they don't have to be. They don't have to be. If I tell you how
Everything is pressure. Everything is pressure. What else is there? Photography, videography, cake, catering, decor.
If you're doing it outdoor, that's now tents, chairs, tables. If you're doing it indoors, I mean, I don't think that would be such a huge cost.
Just
factor.
chairs, tables. That's it.
But you see, if it, okay, yeah, I guess so.
Chairs, tables.
Of course, photography, videography. Then what else do we have? Then transport from the place where you're getting ready to the venue of the ceremony. Now, back in the day, people used to have the church ceremony, and then there's the reception, and then there's the photo session area. So transport made a lot of sense, especially if you're having like the locations are in different places. So you need you need to find a way of moving around. Okay, but I think nowadays most people try and have everything in one place, which is cost effective. Then you need sound, you need entertainment. Entertainment can vary. It can be a DJ, it can be a band, it can be acrobats.
I want to
entertainment.
Acrobat for their wedding.
But you see, that's the thing. Nobody ever thinks about that kind of entertainment. Most is just about the speeches. But you can entertain your guests.
It's true.
Yeah. So those are just some of
clothes. Oh my God! The gown, flowers. Like these two small things that at some point you may not think about. Mara toothpicks, charter plates, all those things.
You sasa mengia details. No, as we're talking about
general things.
The general things. Oh yeah. Then one of the biggest cost factors you need to remember is also food. Catering. I think we mentioned catering.
Yeah, we did.
So that is also things to consider when you're planning for the actual.
But like for you, what was like your biggest cost? If you were to do the breakdown out of everything, what did you spend most on?
Food.
Really?
Food is usually the most expensive because you can't negotiate on it. Like it's almost like a fixed cost.
Yes.
So the only way you can negotiate with food is on your numbers, the number of people that you're actually getting on board. Okay,
here is now we've removed the person who decided they're just going to do AG and then go for lunch.
Yes, if you want to go the full-blown ceremony event.
Elaborate. So now we are talking to those who are like, the pressure is there. I have accepted the pressure. So we are dealing with the pressure. Studio.
Yeah.
Because everything you're saying, I'm like, mandazi na chai. We could do that and move on.
But you see, it and I think it applies whether you're doing AG or even church, like a huge ceremony. To be honest, I had even suggested, I told my parents, this is an event.
Okay.
Every time you go for an event,
we are these guys. Here.
Every time you go for an event, you buy your own food.
Hey!
Like there's vendors there, you buy your own chakula. So me in my head,
you pay for the ticket and then you buy your own food.
Exactly.
It's not like the ticket includes the food.
Thank you. The ticket doesn't come with the food. So I'm like, but why don't we just get vendors to come and sell the food? and then people can buy what it is they want to eat, what they're feeling
abomination.
Like eating. I was told, what?
It's an abomination.
In African setting, never ever.
God and man.
Never ever. I cannot invite people into my house and I don't feed them.
Let me tell you,
them to buy their food.
Guys, I think if you think you have progressive parents or liberal parents or they're chill when you get married,
as long as they're African,
that is when you know there is some tradition in that blood a little bit.
Yes. Yeah, so I was told, no. But
how much is that food? What is it? Okay, we'll figure out how to deal with it.
It's an option that you can even think about.
Yeah,
you can even serve people just tea and mandazi. You can serve people just like small, things. Tell people to come fed. I think I've seen some weddings where guys are like, we will just have snacks, so make sure you eat. Don't.
No, but then guys, the best thing to do is to have your wedding in the afternoon, so that by the time guys.
But before 6 o'clock, because
of course before 6, like no, have you have to have signed your certificate
by 6,
before
yes.
6.
Yes.
But if you say the wedding starts at 3, that person cannot stay hungry from 10 a.m.
They'll have eaten by then.
They'll have eaten something by then. So you just do cocktails, samosas, mandazis, and you have saved money.
Yeah. Now those are options in terms of saving like when it comes to food and catering. So for me that was the biggest cost. But the thing that worked for us mostly is we were looking for value packs, like value offers. So we hit I think like 3 or 4 birds with one stone. When we decided to have our wedding in a hotel, it catered for the venue, because of course you're not paying for the venue if you're going to use their space. They gave us tables and chairs for the same price. Then the only thing we were paying for literally was the plate.
Per plate.
So we were charged per plate.
Okay.
So you can imagine, like for instance, if you're doing it in an open air field, where you have to have your tent, you pay for the tent, which is like what, 300.
Then somebody wants what tent? The ones that looks how.
We've not even gone to the decorating of the tent. Just the tent.
No. There's the tent, not the decoration. There's these 2 tents that have like nice. It's like transparent on the sides, and then it's not the kawaida ones that we always use.
That tent is like minimum
800.
No, it can't be 800. I think 300,000. So you've not paid for the tables and the chairs. Tables and chairs.
And then apparently in my day, 2 years ago was my day. In my day there was shibari chairs. Now they are like some nice ones that are like circular with gold designs.
By the way, we're not stopping you from doing that. If you can afford, please by all means go for it. It's just that some of us are like, we are just starting out. We probably will even
but the truth is, most young people can't afford.
Yes, you can't afford to do that huge. Yeah, that's true.
And then you can't also assume that there's also support from family in terms of raising funds for that wedding.
There's a couple, guys, I don't know if you ever heard that story.
Which story?
There was a couple who had expected that their family and their friends will support them in their wedding.
Yes.
It's actually a sad story.
It's a very sad story.
They thought that they'll be supported, only to realize that they didn't get any money after the wedding.
No, the plan was, let's spend. Because we have invited rich people, we invited people who are affluent to come to the wedding. So most likely, their cash gift will be good enough to offset the cost of the wedding.
They didn't get a dime. I think they ended up committing suicide.
They just said this is too
like
much.
It's not,
just
doesn't make sense.
And that's how that story.
Number one, don't expect that people will come through for you. Plan the wedding with you and your spouse, your spouse to be, your fiancé, as if
nobody's going to be there to help you.
Yes. Yeah. That's how you need to have that mentality, especially when it comes to money. You bring your heads together, say, this is what we have. We only have 50,000 between the two of us. We need to have to do life after the wedding. How can we stretch this 50,000 to even help us have, even if it's a small wedding, like it doesn't need to be so elaborate, but something that will work with us, for us.
No, for sure. Because I think for us, okay, I don't know. Because we had such a small number. Yeah. It feels so insignificant, like what we spent. But what we did, because we had a small number, we went out now, like on the food. Because we did we did West African food. Yeah. So we had kelewele, jollof rice. Hey, I still think about that jollof after today. But, we went out on that. Yeah. I would say, Yeah, most of the things were generally affordable because of the numbers were really small.
Yeah.
So it didn't feel like it was too much. But obviously, yes, out of the affordable things, the food still came out to be like the
most expensive. Yeah, and affordability varies with people. I think even Jerry told us, was it last week, that affordability does not necessarily mean cheap.
Exactly, it's what you can afford.
It's what you can afford.
Or rather, what you're willing to part with. I'm also learning that as a vendor now. It's not about what the money the person has, but it's the money that they are willing to part with for that service. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So sometimes somebody might be like, the value of a Shivali chair is not worth it. But somebody else might be like, 200 bob for a chair is okay. Someone else be like, 500 bob for a chair is okay.
It's true.
1,000 bob for a chair. It's quite affordable.
Yeah.
You know? Quite affordable.
So I'm like 50 bob.
Hey, like it's 50 bob is what you'll get for 50 bob. You have to be okay with also what you'll get for that 50 bob. But like, what is the general like range, price range? Like if somebody's thinking, okay, I want to get married. I love my fiance. We want to get married. We have 100K. I think we've been saving. We've been saving for 3 years. We have reached 100K. Yeah. What is the average range of prices for weddings?
To be honest, you can marry for 100 bob.
It's true. Okay, maybe 100 is low. Maybe 5,000. So we've said certification.
It's true. Okay, yeah. Including a certification, maybe let's say 3,000 bob is the lowest. Like you're not doing the most. There's this couple, I think they've been married now for about 5 years plus or something. And they're still married, really. Yes, and they have a child, and they're like happily together. They really made headlines because apparently they got married for 100 bob. They just bought their rings, so I'm guessing that's 50 bob each. Yes, in the street. They went to the church. They told the pastor, please bless our marriage. We love each other. We want to get married. And they were in t-shirts and jeans. I think they call Mr. and Mrs. Mutu.
No, that thing could work. By the way,
so when you're asking the lowest
100 bob,
you can do it with 100 bob. But if you're doing, like, let's just be realistic and say normal conservative wedding, that's what we hear it's called.
Okay, let's start with levels. There's 100 bob, and then there's the person who probably, because actually just recently we saw someone. Actually, we have mutual friends. They got married in the church office in Sitam.
Yes.
So I'm sure that one maybe max they went
20,000.
Maybe max, maybe outfit and everything, maybe 50K. They could have gotten married with 50K.
Yes.
Because I'm sure after that they went and maybe ate lunch, even if it's Kenchik or somewhere you could just go and eat and you have a good time.
Yes.
Then I think with that 100K, it's possible. You see, I think
possible.
the problem here is your expectation of what you want. It's not the money. Marriage you can do, wedding you can do. It is just the expectation of what you want. And I think society has really, I think it's from the days of Cinderella.
What do you mean days of
Cinderella? From
Cinderella?
the days of Cinderella.
We grew up with Cinderella.
That's the point. You know, it's from the days of Cinderella, 1800s. You know that movie came out during the 1800s, and then it has really developed back and now.
Yeah.
They made us think that the wedding must be something so grand and huge and what. I'm showing like Turkana culture. There's nothing. You just wake up one day where maybe there's like a special color of bead that you wear to signify your wedding day. Then you go, you do ceremony, you kill the thing, do those two things, and then now you are married.
Speaking of expectation, I actually came across a research, and this is something me I had seen. Remember we had this conversation like many years ago. Me I was shameful. But then I was noticing that people who spend so much on their weddings.
Why are you scared of saying it?
No, sadly, like chances are they would not stay. Like if you check them 5 years down the line, probably they ended up divorcing. Yeah. So, and funny enough, recently actually saw research was conducted in terms of the correlation of how much you spend on your wedding vis-a-vis your chances of divorce. And the people found out that guys actually spend so much on their wedding. So much is like probably in the 2 million and above.
In the point. Yeah, with this economy we can
let's say like 5 million. 5 million and above.
Well, they're spending 5 million.
Yes. Relax. I saw somewhere the most expensive wedding could be even 43 million. So it's
in Kenya shillings.
Yes, Kenya shillings. So people who
I
spend
just began the sample all the things I could do in 43 minutes.
So it was actually done, I think, in the UK or in the US, and they studied couples who had spent so much on their wedding, and whether they are still together, and they found that the more people spend, chances are that the chances of divorce were actually much higher. Reasons being, they weren't able to delve into that, but my theory or my suspicion is that sometimes I'm not trying to throw shade, because it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the case for everybody, but most of the times you'll see people are trying to cover up something with that flamboyance. It's like there's a compensation.
There's a compensation, but I think it's not even that mainly. It is, and guys, we're not, you see, don't take it as if we are now throwing shade at anybody or saying anything or doing anything.
It's just a start.
All we are saying is, from my experience, personal experience, I remember even I was talking to my dentist. How we ended up talking about this, I don't know, but me, I'm like friends with my dentist. So he was telling me how he knows even a couple personally. I think they stayed 3 months after spending millions on their wedding. They were like, look, this thing is not working. It's not working. And let me tell you guys, there's a lot of hormones involved in the process of getting married.
Yeah.
Like, you feel a lot of oxytocin.
There's a lot of euphoria.
You are so, you were so, so even if that day that guy just slapped you once, it's okay. It's just, the pressures of the wedding. We are just, wow, ooh, and that's why you find people end up getting into it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the moment, actually it's even the night after, yani, no, it didn't even give you a few days.
At the night, no, you've been whisked away.
That's the two
to
of
a honeymoon. You're in the car.
Assuming you're even in the hotel after the honeymoon, you have not registered.
Kwa gari na driver
Okay.
The silence. In fact, I saw a conversation happening online with very good bridal gown designer talking about, it's called what? The anticlimax of weddings. Because it is an anticlimax. So the problem happens is that when you're planning for the wedding, there's a lot of attention on you. There's a lot of euphoria. Exactly. You want to show off. You want to look like, yes, I'm in love. Like it's like compensation for me being in love. Then you're in that car, the two of you, people have moved on.
But they guys are planning for the next wedding. They're planning for the next wedding.
You guys are now old news. You will come back. They will look at you funny, and then they move on. My point being, your relationship needs to make sense.
It needs to be solid.
Like, you need to be solid. You need to be sure that this is the person that you're marrying, regardless of how much you're going to spend on the wedding. In fact, one of the points that I thought about was that people who are in love care less about showing off that they have. They want to show that, Mia, this is the person.
But I there's that, but I think also it's the truth of money can mask a lot of problems.
Yes.
Really, really, money. If you at a cake, okay, I'm not saying that this is true, but even if you put money on poop, you just like, maybe that poop now, maybe it looks more attractive now. Maybe there's something we can work with. Yeah. But if it was just poop without the money, you'd be like, for sure, this is poop. Yeah. So the point is, even in your marriage, now it's just a sidebar. Even in your marriage, the seasons where you have money, enjoyment, you're just having a good time. You're saying, oh babe, let's go date. Oh, Maras it is Idul Fitr, you just go, Eid Mubarak. Oh, even the holidays that you don't celebrate, you want to enjoy. Well, there's no money. Anniversary is here. You look at each other like, okay, I love you, you love me, let us now fight together. So even in marriage, money can really mask a lot of stuff. Yes. And when there's no money, it can also bring out a lot of stuff.
Yes. And because this is the first project you're doing together as a couple, and it involves, money is actually number one reason why a lot of people divorce. It's a divorce factor thing. Yeah. So you can imagine when you've just started planning your wedding, it's your first money project together as a couple. So if you have a lot of money,
it's very easy
for you to just overlook. You take care of the problem with money.
Conversations won't be hard. You won't be able to work through many things. Yes. And we're not saying be poor when you're getting married, guys.
No.
I wish I was rich when I was getting married.
Yes, if you have the means, go ahead. But the point is that don't do it for a show. Do it because
that's what you want.
You're trying, that's what you want, and you're celebrating a genuine, solid love relationship that is starting a journey towards marriage.
For sure.
That is the point. We are not, you can have a wedding of 50 million, but make sure mmependana. Please. Yes. Not thinking about the body, but that is basically the point.
Yeah, for sure. But generally, just to go back to the question, I think around 500 to 1 million might be your general.
Oh, we're still talking about the tires. Sorry.
Might be your general costing for like getting married. So, but it can be way less, and it can be more.
So then when it comes to planning a wedding, I think it's important to kind of give people a blueprint on how you can save money, how you can manage the costs in retrospect, obviously, and I think a lot of people who have been married previously would understand.
Yes,
and you'll realize there's a lot of things that you fuss about when it comes to planning the wedding that when you look back you're like, that was such a waste of money.
100%. Wait, what do you think is a waste of money on your wedding?
For me?
Yes.
Me, I refused flowers.
Oh yeah, but that one was.
To be honest, I was like, no, I'd rather have a garden wedding. I have natural flowers.
It's true.
Natural flowers. But me, to be honest, even like our centerpieces were fake flowers. I told the decor person, don't give me real flowers. For what?
Oh my God! If you see the photos, you can't even tell. You mean?
Yes.
Nice when I'm finding this out. They were fake.
Everything was fake.
Oh my gosh! Brilliant.
Everything was fake. But anyway, so like, what are some of the things that
you can do to manage costs?
Yes, to manage costs.
First, I think the first thing I would say is just start managing your expectations. That's like like if you want to save money, it's a mental thing. Just mentally just decide if it's not essential.
Yeah.
If it's not going to lead to happiness in my marriage, we can negotiate on it. Yes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like those are negotiable things.
Yes.
And then there's the aspect of having the end in mind. Always just knowing, okay, the point is that I'm marrying. And but then I think it sobers you, by the way, a lot.
Yeah.
Because if you're not content with the fact that the bottom line is that you are marrying the love of your life, it means that's already you should not even be getting married in the first place.
Yes, true.
So just think about it like at the end of the day, if you don't get the flowers you want, I'm marrying the love of my life.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I have seen weddings that were okay. I was going to use another word that were crazy. And those guys are still married till to date. Yeah. Like that wedding, maybe I said, I would have said redo.
Let's redo the whole wedding. The craziness of the wedding.
Rewind. Because I was like, no, this was just madness. But imagine they're happily married, they have kids, and they're just, things are just going on well. So it's a matter of just thinking like, okay, at the end of the day, I'm marrying the love of my life.
Yes. That's the bottom line of everything. When it comes to you thinking about, monies and all that, if you probably have it at the back of your mind that one day you want to have a wedding.
Yes.
You want to get married and you want to do a wedding.
You have taken on the pressure. You have accepted the pressure. Now it's a matter of how do we plan?
Even if you are single, and it's for both men and women, even if you are single, put aside some few shillings every month to just save towards the wedding.
It's true.
Okay? So by the time you even find the person, or you guys, even if you start dating and you're like, I think this is what we want to do, you can start putting aside money.
It's true.
Okay?
In fact, I would recommend maybe, especially for men, men are the ones who know earlier if they have found the one.
Yeah, by the way, that is true.
Yeah, so once you have gotten that cutting of like, I think this, because usually the time gap between knowing and proposing can even be about a year and a half.
Yes.
So in that year and a half, just be like,
Side note, it's been scientifically proven that men know within the first 6 months whether they marry that woman or not.
It's true.
Full stop. So if he has not said anything,
and of course we are removing the fact that like me, it was we were still in school.
No, but he knew.
He told me. In fact, when he told
That's
me,
the difference.
I was like, look, just take a step back.
He knew.
Take a step back.
Me, we started dating. 2 weeks later, I was going to meet his family.
I was like, yeah, no. What did he tell me? He told me something like, in fact, I just know something in relation to knowing that he will marry me. I was like, look, No, we're still getting to know each other.
So as a guy, if you know that this is the one, start putting aside some money.
Exactly.
Yeah, that will actually take you along. Because remember, we said that it's best for you guys to plan as the two of you, not assuming that you'll actually get the support from other people.
And then once you know it's official, like conversations have been had,
yes,
both of you can even put a kitty or like open an account or something that's like, okay, we are now just dumping any extra cash we get, any savings we have, you just put it in that account.
And a preamble to that is you need to have conversations around money as a couple, because you see how you're going to manage that season will tell you a lot about like how your relationship will be moving forward in relation to money.
100%.
And money is such a crucial conversation that discussion needs to be had even before you start saying let's put our monies together.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, there's this concept of it's my money, it's his money, or it's my money, his money is our money. No, like have that conversation.
Yeah.
And that's
and for me, I'm more of the mindset of where two agree upon a thing?
Yes.
Where two
or three agree.
No, something about two agreeing according.
No, there's a blessing.
Where two or three agree. So the point is just be in agreement, because it doesn't have to. Okay, it doesn't necessarily have to be like you have an account to show that you guys are unified.
Yeah.
But you've agreed on how the monies are going, and like there's no secrecy when it comes to that. I think that is usually like an effort to kind of encourage transparency in like your relationship. Personally, I was like, look, joint accounts happen when you sign the papers, so we ain't finna do this until we sign the paper, because I'm not trying to be made a fool of God forbid we joint accounts and then you decide now you no longer love me, and then now no accounts are it's too much pressure.
No, I think but that's the opposite. So for us, as we started a joint account before it was like official that we knew we were going to get married, so we already started opening accounts and
Step
stuff.
of faith.
So that is why it depends. It varies, like whatever works for the two of you. Make that work. Okay, but now if that boat has sailed,
now you're already in it.
You've already
the guy
proposed.
Said, will you marry me? And you have 20k in your account.
At 20k, that is your rent, my guy. See until you've saved money for anything. What then happens? Okay, all hope is not lost. There's still a way that you can be able to go about it. So the minute you guys say that you want to get married, the proposal has happened, your families know, you can either prolong the engagement to allow you to also to save. So you can say, okay, a year from now we want to have our wedding. That is if you have nothing completely. So whatever jobs you're doing, you can even figure out how to get extra jobs. One thing we did, because as we were entrepreneurs, both of us, we started making t-shirts.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Actually, I think we should get back into that. That was exciting.
Oh yeah, even me. I remember when towards the end
you were sewing.
I was crocheting. I did a lot of crochet, guys. Me, I'm just like my hands. I did a lot of crochet. Like I sold scarves, and of course because it's wedding, guys are more like, oh my gosh,
more interested.
Yes, let me buy.
Yes,
you know what I mean. If you know how to bake,
but
okay, obviously I'm a professional in a baker, but I was like, that's boring. Let me do something different. So I was like crochet, and then obviously it was July season, so guys were cold, and so you're like, most people will want scarves.
And actually people are more supportive when they see some sort of initiative, not just give me money. So for us to make these really cool we call them Likanga t-shirts, and we were selling. And at least that boosted us a little bit.
Imagine that those cars bought my wedding dress, guys. Yes. Like, look.
Yes. So
it's not. Don't darau.
So don't just be stuck up on my office job, and that's the salary we are getting, and that's what we are putting. Think outside the box.
I know people who actually Ernest and Waturi. I think then they did like a storytelling show or a play.
Yes.
So it was in the time. It
was Alliance.
It was Alliance.
I think it was Alliance.
It was Alliance.
Yes.
So they did that. We bought tickets.
Yes,
so it's like And if you're not creative, we know not everybody is. Ask your creative friends
to help you.
Suggestions. Guys can even comment on the comment section. What did they do to like raise money? For because that money, imagine you can think it's so little, even if it's 15-20k. But that 20k is what would be the balance for doing the cake matron or doing the dress or doing what. You know, when you're just trying to give a token of appreciation, you don't have anything. That is the money you can give.
So there's still hope. So it's all a matter of also being very disciplined. I don't believe in twisting people to give you money.
Harambes.
No, harambes is fine, but you ambush people now. You put them in a committee, and then you expect them to pledge 5,000.
I think that
was 20,000, and then I don't think we did that.
And then 5,000 per meeting.
Guys, no,
5,000 per meeting.
You know, people the logic is that you knew you were going to get married. Why didn't you plan for it?
No, love just hit you like a wrecking ball. Got it like a wrecking ball. And then now we couldn't plan.
So those are some of the ideas that you can think about in terms of saving and just trying to get your finances together towards the wedding.
If you're someone in like the wedding industry, creative industry, you have a skill, one of the best ways to save money is service for service. So like if you can, like let's say you're a baker, you can decide to bake your own cake. That's an option. You can decide to make your own wedding dress if you're a wedding dress designer. But you can also do service for service. So like now, if let's say you know how to take photos, or you are good with logistics. Let's not even use something that is so hands-on. Maybe you are just perfect with logistics. So you offer your logistics services to a friend. That friend can offer DJing services to your wedding. You know, because either way, it still costs money. You know, of course, people are volunteering, but sometimes you have to give like that token. And actually, it leads me to the other point where you can also get friends to volunteer to help in like aspects of the wedding that would cost money if you didn't have someone to do it. For example, like for someone in logistics, technically that's like a wedding planner. So if you can't afford a wedding planner, get a friend who is very good with logistics to come and like do the things. I think Benson was your logistical person, and then now Valerie was now helping now with sorting out the main things, right?
I think there's that thing of having it's called, I think, calling favors, like from your friends. Like for us, because we had been in the industry, in the wedding space for a long while, and then a lot of our friends were also, you know, in the industry. We call in a lot of favors.
Yeah, same here.
A lot of favors. So if I tell you our budget was X amount, I think we paid
we'd be lying to you. In fact, don't even ask us to send you our breakdown because it was like the quality of what you get versus what you paid for. It's like,
but it's because these were really good friends, and they said we'll support. This is what I will give. You get, and it's better for them to even give that way without this thing of coercing people to give you money.
Exactly.
So a lot of like the sound was our best man.
Cake was me.
Cake was her. I did my own dress, or rather jumpsuit. What else? Oh yeah, the other thing. Oh no, we'll come back to that. But we called in a lot of favors. The DJ was also a good friend, and as much as we call in the favors, we appreciated. So we set aside money, saying this one we are appreciating so and so. Okay. Even photography was a very good friend. Video, very good friends that just decided to come through for us. So if you have friends like that, you can actually...
And real friends, don't just say, oh, I know a guy. No,
it's not
somebody you know. Because if you go to the person who you just knew from 10 years ago, you've never talked,
that's not a favor.
They're going to charge you the actual rate. And you'll be wondering, how come my friends have not come from me? They have not supported me. No, you are just, you're not boys.
You are using them.
Yes.
So there was that. Then the other thing is also just thinking about DIY. Like, are there things that you can do yourselves without necessarily getting somebody on board? Like, was our decor, I really wanted to do DIY. Like, I could care. Like, I was not even big on decor. Like the hotel we used, I said, I like the space. This is how we're going to do. They're
all
going
natural.
to give us all natural. They'll give us white tablecloths or whatever and whatever's. Then my mom was like, no.
Yeah, you see, the problem was, guys, the issue we had here was that our wedding was literally 4 months apart.
Yeah.
Now, me, I was worse because I said we're in a garden. The garden is flowers. We are the flowers.
Yeah.
Okay, no flowers. Oh, we are the chairs. The chairs is us. We are the chairs. No chairs. Because we literally got like our auntie's dining room chairs that were like very flamboyant, and that's what we like used as our centerpiece chairs. And then we were like, literally, it was just a sequin. Honestly, that setup looks really
nice. It was nice.
The sequin, and then just the charter plates, the nice small things. That was it. No flowers, no nothing. Yeah. We did an arc there. DIY, I tried to do DIY, but it was complicated. Yeah. But we did the arc, which we also reused for our coffee table. The signage we also used like that. And that was it. Yeah. Very DIY by the way.
As we collected a lot of wine bottles and decided to spray paint them.
That was really nice.
Because we were being charged to do like, I don't know, 500 or 1,000 for a setup. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's okay. And those, and you need like 50.
Yes, just to come and see. We said, no, let's go collect wine bottles. Spray painted, we did a lot of, in fact, we kept like a few of them.
Yeah, I took them, I repurposed them in my house now.
Yes, even us were using them as decor.
We distributed to friends who needed. Actually, if you check out our
friends'
houses, they all have those wine bottles.
Exactly. So the thing was, I think the other thing now in relation to that also, or tying to that, is think about getting things that you will repurpose and use even for a longer period. Okay, so like not even the centerpiece that we did, as we told them, give us fake flowers. They are way cheaper than the real ones, because real ones, you will use them, they'll die just then and there. It's like throwing away money. That's my opinion. That is just me.
It's for the day.
It's just me.
Special.
It's okay. Everybody, there are some people who love flowers, and they can go ahead and use flowers. Yes. I didn't care for flowers. Buy me a bouquet. I don't care for them. Like that.
Yeah, they are nice.
I don't care.
They just like too fast.
That's the thing. So there's that, and then also like for example, why I decided to do a jumpsuit is because I don't want to keep this thing in my closet for like, to just let it sit there. So
you pass it on to your children.
They won't want to wear it.
No, mine, I know they will want. I will force them.
No, you're forcing. It's not that they're going to wear. So think about things you can repurpose, and it's okay if you want to just wear it for that day. These are just suggestions in terms of cutting costs.
It sounds like abomination, but you can rent out a dress.
Actually, yes. No, I was going to say it. Imagine you can rent out a wedding gown.
You don't need to buy one.
You don't need to buy one that costs so much. If your budget is tight, that is. You can actually rent a wedding gown for even 10,000.
10 to 20k you can get.
20k is expensive even. Nowadays 10,000, 15,000.
10 to 15, yeah.
Depending on where you're getting it from. I'll just advise, just don't go to River Road. Like yeah, you can, but you'll have to really dig deep.
Side note, do these designers on the streets, like, no, when I say the streets, I don't mean the streets, I mean like in Nairobi, like, do they offer this service? Ama they're still in the game of customizing gowns and they don't rent them out?
It depends. Like most designers who do custom made are not in the renting business, because those are two different kind of businesses entirely. That means I need to have a whole stock of gowns ready to be rented out.
Yeah, and then cleaning, and then maintenance, and then knowing how long they need to be used before you go out.
Exactly. But there are people who actually are in the business of renting wedding gowns. Okay, so I don't know them yet, but I know
if you are there, you can put your plug there anyway and say that you rent out wedding gowns.
Yes.
But like for me, what I did, I really wanted, like, I think my thought process for my wedding was very simple. So like I didn't even do like a big bouquet. I literally had these flowers called baby's breath. Baby's breath.
Breathe.
Breathe, baby's breath. Yeah, baby's breath. Yeah. They're like very, the reason I love those flowers is because when they dry, they now look very boho, very like rustic, like, and they dry very well. You know what I mean?
Still have some of them.
Yeah, we just took and we gave out to people also. So my bouquet was just that, and I wish it was bigger, but it did what it needed to do anyway. So the point is like just get something simple. Those things, I think they will go for 100 bob per bouquet or something. Yeah. Or like 400 bob. Very cheap. Compared to like a very elaborate one that you're paying like 2.5, 3k. Yeah. If you're a makeup artist, do your own makeup. I know it is brazy, but you can save some money.
YouTube is your friend.
This chick now is like a professional MUA, and me, I'm still behind here on this game of makeup.
You can actually learn. Like there's some things people have patience for. Like she has patience for doing her own hair. I don't. I'm just like, what the hell? Why? No, I'll pay somebody. But then also, I'm like,
but my wedding, I got someone to do my
yes,
wedding.
I know.
I was not in that nini.
But if you can learn how to do something like on YouTube, there's a lot of tutorials that you can learn to do your makeup. Right now, I can do my makeup. If I can't afford a makeup artist, I'm like, guys, let's just learn and we do it and we keep it pushing.
Yeah, and even in like calling in favors, get friends. Like now, for example, if you have a friend who their parent has a GK, a big car.
I know you can't use GKs for personal.
Sorry.
Government of Kenya.
You can't use GK.
She made a big car.
I didn't mean GK car.
She just made a good car.
I meant a big car. So if you have a friend who has like a luxury car, like the parent has a luxury car, or someone, like imagine you don't have to rent out a car.
Yeah.
Me, do you know, guys? Someone might think it was not right because somebody disagreed with it. My dad's the one who drove me to my wedding. Like we were in the car.
Yeah.
It was all, and for me it was just a sentimental thing for me. I think my wedding was not very flamboyant, but it was very sentimental. Like there were very many sentimental moments in my wedding. So like that moment where we were just driving and I made sure we are playing a playlist that we grew up listening to with my dad, So it was just my mom, my dad, Valentine. Nobody who was not in our family was in that car. I know traditionally, culturally, it was like, many things, what, but I said, this is what I want. And I will always remember that moment because we were just singing and enjoying ourselves, reminiscing on how we grew up.
Yeah.
It was like more of like a, hey, here's where we have come from. Here's where we have reached,
Yeah.
And I share that moment with my family.
Yeah.
So and he just drove me. Now going back, obviously because tradition, we got a friend who offered, actually the very good friend, like now we said, childhood friend offered to give us a car, driver. Until now,
actually, the dad is one was like, I've given you the driver.
Yes, so initially I was like, just tell us all we pay for fuel. They were like, no, just take the car with the fuel and everything.
Yeah.
And that's the car that now took us to the hotel after the wedding. So you see, then also me, I didn't have flowers for car.
Actually, I was going to come to that because I was going to say, if there's some things that don't make sense.
No, people in Nairobi must know that there's a bride in this caravan. How can people not know?
Let me tell you, I thought, I was like, a car for what? Why? We are moving from A to B and that's it. And it's like 10 minutes away. I said,
and remember, guys, I refused all those things. So she's like, we must have them for Val's wedding.
I said, no. Number one, things to do with printing cards. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Print 20 for your immediate family because I know them, the old folks are like, I need a wedding card.
I think I moved so mad. I moved mad. I didn't even print one card, guys. Not even one.
Yes.
I just, because I made that card on Canva.
Actually, I was going to say, use Canva to make your
invites. You don't even have to pay for Pro. I just made it on Canva. Yes. In fact, up to today, almost 2 years later, I'm still trying to get a printed version. Acrylic version for myself. Exactly. Maybe I'll print for mom. Maybe she'll want it. But I just created on Canva and 2 months to WhatsApp groups. That's simple. Yeah. That story ended there.
As luckily, my brother-in-law is a graphic designer. So he helps us design the thing. And then he did for us our wedding invites. And we sent invites online. The other thing you can also do to reduce numbers is thank God for COVID because you can actually live stream your wedding. In fact, that one can actually cut on costs dramatically. Yeah. So instead of having 700 people, you can have 250, and then the other 500 can watch online. Yeah. Yep. So think about things that it's like kutupa pesa.
And I remember what I said, guys. The only reason why this will make sense is if you remember the first thing I said.
Yes.
Of that perspective.
Yes.
Because it's a very motive experience.
Yeah.
I just want because I want. Yeah. Okay, you will spend a lot of money because you just want.
Yeah.
But if you have that perspective of like, okay, what is fundamental?
Yeah.
What is good? I mean, I'm not saying just go cheapskate on everything. Pick the thing that you want to like splurge on. You say, okay, this one I'm happy. I splurged on this. It was nice.
Yes. Yes.
But don't just say I want because I want. Or the page boys. In fact, now you can even save on your bridal party numbers. You can say
I even forgot people still have flower girls and
flower girls, flower boys.
Flower page boys. They're not flower boys, they're page boys.
I don't know, dogs. These days they even have dogs standing on the lineup. So doing dogs and cats there on the lineup. Flower dogs. I don't know. So basically what I meant was, and sometimes saving can also be from a time perspective, from an energy perspective. Just as a by the way, because yes, you have 15 bridesmaids, so that is 30, both men and women. Logistically, then you see also there's also the thing of assuming it is out of town, how are you catering for these people? How are you doing this? Even if they're all paying for themselves, it is still expensive from that perspective as well.
So I think essentially those are some ways that you can either save, and then also don't be afraid to ask for discounts with your vendors. There's a way you can be able to negotiate. Actually, numbers is what will determine largely the cost
of your wedding.
And then also as a couple, you should sit down and decide what are your non-negotiables, like what are the things that are priority areas for the two of you. Like for me, it was photos and video. I did not care how much it was going to cost. In fact, because the favor that we called in, the guy quoted his amount, especially for photos. I said, we'll take it. I was like,
oh, reasonable, sounds affordable.
And by the way, he's a very big shot photographer in this country. And I said, you know what, I'm not negotiating. For what? Why? He's going to do the job. He's going to do a fantastic job.
But it's not who you are thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, big shot photographer, but it's not who you are thinking.
Yeah, but his work is really, really good. I'm sure if you see some of the photos, you'll be able to tell his signature style. And so that for me, I was not going to compromise on. In fact, my husband was trying to get me to get some other people to do the video. I said, never, ever, 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 ever. I've seen them. No. Please. I am not compromising on this one. So for us, that was big. For us, everything else was just like even my own gown. I was like, I love it, but it's not like the main thing for me. I wanted the memories, and the memories to be captured well.
Yeah, but see now I prioritized that, but I found a way around it because I worked with now the favors part. So I worked with basically the photographer who did a very, very good job. But I knew now Val could bring out the style that I really loved also. So now you can also see how you can just figure out how to do the loopholes and things like that. So I think those are the few things I would say can help you reduce costs. Oh, one thing I almost forgot. Even when it comes to tentage, seats, people can do theater style, like what Njeri had said the other day. You can just do theater style. Everybody eats on the last person. Oh, abomination.
It's not
people
abomination.
Will forget.
They will not remember.
I've attended so many weddings. I don't remember what we ate. Of course, I knew that if I could guess, generally I would be right. Chicken, rice, chapati, salad. And I would be right for all weddings. I don't know which flavor. I don't know what the way it was cooked. I don't know. So the point is, you could even do theater style. Because theater style, now you can host many people for less. And guys won't mind. Guys will understand. Unless now your friends are not good people who will just judge you. Now you need to change your friends. But generally, people are just like, anyway. In fact, we went to a wedding where tulipewa, it was not lunch packs. It was kind of like lunch packs.
Yeah, it was
It was like snacks. It was just like kebab with like sausage and like some potatoes. Just a snack.
And we sat theater style.
And it was the same. Really the church. It was the same. Like now, for example, to my witness, oh wow, they are married. And then you say, okay guys,
go and get your
just
food.
Go serve here at the corner, and then you come. And then we sat. And then we continued.
And we're happy.
Happily married, have a child, na enjoyment, na gbara na flenjo. So the point is like life can be enjoyment. You don't have to spend so much money for you to to be happy.
I think I mean, to be honest, I think we've covered a lot, especially when it comes to weddings and money. Bottom line is, do what you can afford. Do what works for you. Don't spend because you're trying to show off your prowess. At the end of the day, you'll actually regret it. Okay? And remember, the bottom line for this day, money or no money or whatever, is you're marrying the love of your life. Unless they're not the love of your life and you're lying to us and they're the love of your life.
That is true.
Remember, it's the love of your life that you're marrying, and that's the bottom line. And when everything is said and done, you need to go to your new home happy, at peace, and debt-free.
Hey, that one is muhimu.
Debt-free. You can't start. And then remember also, you also have to think about financially after the wedding. Maybe for the next 3 months, how are you guys going to survive?
Get there and there's no mattress.
Food, yeah. And then again, we're saying don't expect that you'll have all these things and that you'll be gifted these things. Where will you sleep? Will you sleep on a mattress or on a bed? Will you how will you eat?
Rent.
That's
what
you paid
your rent.
The rent. Are you going to pay rent for 6 months? I don't know how long. Yeah. So the things now you need to actually prepare for that matter. Yeah. I think I'm done. Do you have anything else?
I think the last thing I would say is just try and like be open to also help, because especially for men, there's this thing of African men. Of course, this is case by case basis, knowing your future in-laws, knowing your spouse has told you the dynamic. But if the dynamic is not sour, everything is good, don't be also too proud to accept help from family and friends.
Yeah.
Especially parents of whoever. Especially and I'll say it in a way of like, if to men especially, if the girl's family is a bit more well off, there's usually this kind of thing of like, I don't want to accept because they will come and manipulate. If that is not the case, you see, as I've said, it's case by case basis.
No, yes, and
if you don't know your people and if you know they will manipulate, please don't do it.
Yes.
If you know that they are good people and they are just trying to make your day amazing,
and they will not dictate your wedding,
and they will not dictate your wedding because they have given.
Yeah.
More than just be more than willing to also accept that help, because I think one thing I was told is that God can bless you through anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
So never look at this the mode of the source. Look at the person who has provided, which is God Himself.
Yeah,
God is one who has provided for you that ability. Because assuming now you wanted your beautiful dress, and now you can only afford dress at 20 bob, and your mother-in-law comes and tells you, in fact, I just want to bless you.
Yeah, give you a dress
Now
for
you'll be like, no,
200K.
my pride has refused me. No, of course, now I've said with the contingencies in place and the knowing the things, you can more than really say, oh God, you have provided for me, you have come through for me. Yeah, we are thankful. So that's it.
You can get married
100 bob,
100 bob,
or 10 million.
or 10 million. The choice is up to you. Okay.
I present to you 100 bob, 10 million.
Yes.
What will you choose?
Yes. Anyway, thanks guys for joining us for this episode. My name is Valerie.
And I'm Stacy.
You can follow us on Instagram at vmwango.
And at Stacy Oma _
And our other pages is at Ari by Tafari
and La Patisserie de Joie.
Yes, so hopefully we'll see you next time, same place,
at the Bridal Pit Stop. Steam. Baridi, shuka. So basically, weddings and money.
Yes.
So Sarah, relax.
You feel very tense before you.
So you have to start again then.
Then can you manage costs during wedding? Like when you're planning for your wedding, what is the... We said the most conservative wedding...
I'm so sorry. I was trying.
For me, I always say, or rather, the ideal would be, you're going to get married one day.
At some point, just have to say, guys, what wanna come pay $20?
That's too loud. Wanna
Alright.
But if it happens again, we just have to say, guys.
Oh, the DSTV. Amanda. There's that thing of having it's called, I think, calling favors, like from your friends. Like for us,
Right there.
Same place.
At the Bridal pit stop.
A few minutes later.
I know.